Hi, Mark here. It is Tuesday, July the 8th, just after 8 a.m. Eastern. That's just after 12 noon GMT. US session underway. And let's have a look how the markets are positioned going into Tuesday's trading day, US trading day. US dollar index always our starting point. And you can see yesterday a strong day. Today gapped a little bit lower to open to start, but back at yesterday's resistance. Resistance being 97.23, support 96.81. US dollar definitely starting strong as we go into the US session. Buyers will want to test break above this 97.23 resistance. Of course, sellers will look to back down at the 96.81 support area. Let's have a look at the S&P 500. Wall Street opening up in an hour and a half in pre-market trading. That's the futures market. A gap lower to start. You can see closed yesterday at 6,272 and opened at 6,268, slightly lower. Support 6,262, but in pre-market trading already demand and buyers have taken the price to 6,281. That's higher than yesterday's close. So I've got support sitting at 6,262, resistance at 6,290. Let's see when Wall Street does open up, whether demand remains, whether buyers can break above resistance, get back to yesterday's high of 6,309, or if we see a continuation, what we have had the last 2 days, and weak equities and sellers step in and test or break below the support area. Gold. Yesterday, gold was a day of two halves. Sold off strongly during the Asian and first portion of the European session, and then fought all the way back from down at 3,294, came all the way back yesterday to close higher than the open, and resistance 3,340. Again, that resistance tested today, 3,340. Got support at 3,320. That's a $20 range. Let's zoom in on the hourly. And you can see we have had a turnaround from gold being sold off and fighting back right now, 3,329. Buyers will be looking up at this 3,340 resistance area. Sellers looking to break below the 3,320. Brent oil. Yesterday was a strong day for Brent oil. Continuing with this bounce up which we've seen over the past few days. Yesterday, resistance $69.64, sitting at yesterday's close right now, $69.63. EMAs have crossed to the upside. Trend is up. Buyers will certainly be looking to come up and test the $70 level. Sellers looking below $69 to reverse the uptrend that we're seeing right now. If I zoom in on the hourly, there you can see buyers certainly on the front foot looking to test resistance right now at $69.66 and breaking through that as that resistance right now as the US session does get underway. Bitcoin. Bitcoin definitely hanging around that between 107 and 109,000. I've got support at 107,500 today. I've got resistance at 109,000. That's a $1,500 range. On the front foot, buyers in control for now, looking to test today's resistance at 109,000. We have seen buyers struggling above the 109 and certainly struggling above the 110,000. We'll see if buyers can break above those resistance levels. If there's a turnaround and sellers take over, continue from what we saw yesterday, 107,500 is the support and sellers will be looking to test below that level. Let's zoom in on the hourly, and there you can see there's that resistance at 109,000 was rejected, sitting now at 108,800, but buyers looking up at that 109,000 to retest it as the US session gets underway. Good trading, and I'll see you at the end of today's session.